At 62, you can finally start Social Security. Wait until your full retirement age, and every check is noticeably bigger. Wait all the way to 70, and it's bigger still. So the answer seems obvious. Just wait, right? Not so fast. Because this isn't really a contest to grab the biggest possible check. It's a decision about your whole household, how long you might live, what you need today, and what happens to the person you may leave behind. Let's walk through what actually changes at 62, at full retirement age, and at 70, and why there is no single right answer that fits everyone. Start with the basics. 62 is the earliest most people can claim a retirement benefit. But claiming that early comes with a permanent trade-off. Your full retirement age, the age when you get your full unreduced benefit, depends on the year you were born. For anyone born in 1960 or later, it's 67. For people born in the late 1950s, it's 66 and a handful of months. So 67 is not automatically everyone's number. Check your own. Think of it simply first. A smaller check that starts sooner, a full check at full retirement age, or a larger check that starts later. Now the numbers. If you claim before full retirement age, your monthly benefit is permanently reduced. For someone whose full retirement age is 67, claiming at 62 cuts the monthly check by about 30%, and that reduction generally lasts for life. Go the other way, and waiting past full retirement age earns delayed retirement credits. About 8% more for each full year you wait up to age 70. For that same person, waiting from 67 to 70 raises the benefit to about 124% of the full amount. After 70, the credits stop. There's no reason to wait longer. You've earned everything you can. And remember, all of these benefits are adjusted for inflation every year, so a bigger starting check also grows by larger dollar amounts over time. The most common way people compare these choices is break-even math. The idea is simple. Claim early and you collect smaller checks, but for more years. Wait, and you collect larger checks, but for fewer years. At some age, the totals cross over. Claim early and you're ahead for a while. Wait, and you eventually catch up and pull ahead, if you live long enough. Break even is useful, but it is not the whole story, and treating it as the whole story is the real blind spot. For one, none of us knows our exact lifespan, so the break-even age is a guess about something unknowable. For another, simple break-even ignores that the benefit is inflation protected, and it ignores the cost of whatever you spend to bridge the gap while you wait. And most important, it treats this as one person's math problem, when for a married couple, it is a household decision. Let's see why. Meet Robert and Carol. These dollar figures are illustrative, just to show the shape of the decision, not an official estimate. Robert is the higher earner, with a full retirement age of 67. Say his benefit at 67 would be about $2,400 a month. Carol is younger, her own benefit is smaller, and based on her family history, she may well outlive Robert. Robert has three paths. Claim at 62, and his check is reduced to roughly $1,680 a month. Claim at 67, and he gets the full $2,400. Wait until 70, and it grows to about $2,976. Same person, same earnings record, but the starting check ranges from under $1,700 to nearly $3,000, depending only on when he begins. If Robert were single and simply wanted income as early as possible, claiming at 62 might be perfectly reasonable. But Robert isn't deciding only for himself. Here's the part many people miss. When one spouse dies, the survivor does not keep both Social Security checks. The surviving spouse generally keeps the higher of the two benefits, and the smaller one simply goes away. Think about what that means for Robert and Carol. While they're both alive, two checks come in. But when one of them passes, the survivor is left with just one, the larger one. And because Robert is the higher earner, that survivor benefit is built on his record. So Robert's claiming age isn't only about Robert. If he claims early and locks in that reduced 1680 benefit, he is also setting the income Carol may live on for years after he's gone. If instead he delays and builds his benefit toward that $2,900 figure, those delayed credits carry over to her as a survivor. For a lower earning spouse who may live many more years, that difference can be enormous. So for many married couples, it's worth the higher earner seriously considering delay, not because waiting is always right, but because it protects the survivor. One caution, don't confuse two different things. A spousal benefit, paid while both spouses are alive, is capped at half of the worker's full retirement benefit and does not include delayed credits. A survivor benefit, paid after a death, can include those delayed credits and can be up to the full amount. They are not the same. What if you want to claim but you're still working? Before your full retirement age, there's an earnings test. In 2026, if you're under full retirement age for the whole year and earn more than $24,480 from a job, Social Security temporarily holds back $1 for every $2 above that limit. In the year you reach full retirement age, the limit is higher, $65,160, and the withholding is gentler. Once you reach full retirement age, the earnings test disappears entirely. You can earn any amount. Two things people get wrong here. First, this applies only to earnings from work, wages or self-employment. Withdrawals from an IRA, a pension, or investment income don't count. Second, the money isn't simply lost. When you reach full retirement age, Social Security recalculates your benefit to credit the months it held back, raising your check from then on. So when might claiming early actually make sense? If you need the income now and don't have other savings to bridge the gap, the check in hand can matter more than a bigger check later. If your health is poor, or your family history points to a shorter life, claiming earlier can mean collecting more over your lifetime. And if you're single, with no spouse or survivor to protect, the decision really is just your own break-even. So an early claim can be entirely rational. The point isn't that early is a mistake. It's that early should be a deliberate choice, not a default. And when does waiting tend to make sense? If you have good reason to expect a long life, your health is strong, longevity runs in your family, delaying buys a larger, inflation-protected income for all those years. If you're the higher earner in a married couple, waiting protects your survivor. And if you have other assets, savings, an IRA, a pension, you can lean on those to cover spending in your 60s and let your Social Security keep growing. In a way, spending down some savings to delay is like buying yourself a bigger, guaranteed, lifelong raise. So, 62, full retirement age, or 70? Notice we never landed on a single answer because there isn't one. Before you claim, ask yourself a few honest questions. How is your health and how long did your parents live? Do you need this income now, or can other assets carry you for a while? Are you married? And if so, who is the higher earner and who might be left as the survivor? The best claiming age is not the one that produces the biggest check. It's the one that best fits your longevity, your cash flow needs, and your household, especially the person who may someday have to get by on a single check. Get that framing right, and the number tends to take care of itself. As always, this is general education, not personal advice. Your own benefit estimates are on your statement at ssa.gov, and a good advisor can run your specific numbers. Thanks for watching. If this helped, tell us which retirement decision you'd like us to break down next.